Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al. Sunday, July 9th, 2023. Closing day at Belmont. We're going to be taking a look at that. Closing day, right? Seems like the meet just started, but here it is. And personally, I'm glad to see the Belmont meet end. You know why? Specifically because we're moving to Saratoga. And that should be a fun meet that starts, this coming Friday on the 13th. And I have something special to bring you on that day. I'm actually going to be going live at Saratoga on the 13th. And my personal friend, a great guy and a great handicapper, sports player, Brooklyn guy, Vinny Bracco. Yeah, we're going to be driving up to Saratoga. We'll be making that 3-hour trek and bringing you the show live, both of us, from Saratoga this Friday. So that should be a lot of fun. I see some of you were weighing in already, so let's get to that. Even before that, first coffee. I'm going to be trying a new coffee today. I just picked this up. New England Coffee French Vanilla. Now, if you have a Stop and Shop near you, this stuff usually goes for $8.99. It's on sale this week, only for a week until the 13th for $4.99. So you're getting like 44% off. So I couldn't bypass this. New England Coffee, Boston. Yeah, we'll give that a pop. First, I want to get to you, my friends out here who are weighing in. Good. Best of luck today, Morning Al. That spot on analysis of Belmont yesterday helped the cause. Yeah, Steve, the 5 and 11 got there. The 5, I said that would be the key horse. And there was somebody that said, the consultant said 5 would be his key horse, and that 5 did win, and I landed on that 5 as my key horse. I didn't bet the race, so I'm not going to say, yeah, I made, I hit the $45 exacta and give you that, a load of crap that way. I didn't bet the race, but I analyzed it, and when I give my picks on the show, whether I bet or not, I put the same work into it, and 5 was there and did win. And the 11, impossible to leave out. I'm a little surprised at the third place finisher, although Rosario was on this one. It won 2 straight, and that's the sneaky horse that slipped into third and made those trifecta players happy. Glad it worked out, Steve. We're going to be doing more of that right here on this show. Charles, good morning. Hey, Charles, good morning. I got your email. I didn't get to look at the picks yet, and I'm not going to turn around and give them out because who knows, maybe you want to, whatever. I'm not going to take liberties that way, but thank you very much. Always a pleasure. And the Shake-Up is a great show. Horse racing. I watch that show sometimes. I watch the replays. And Paul is spot on. He gives me angles I never even thought of before, and tremendous show. And thanks. I'll check out those picks. I don't plan on doing a show, and I'm not going to be doing a show later, as the races unfold, but I am here earlier, and, we're going to, do the best we can and look at some of the races. I haven't looked at the card yet. So when I look at these races here, I'll be looking at them for the first time. Watch Linda Rice today, trainer title. She's in line to win the trainer title? I had no idea. I haven't been playing much lately. Holy smokes. And the Ortiz brothers, I didn't realize that they are battling it out for the jockey title. That's crazy. I hope Jose Ortiz wins. Live at Saratoga. Yes, that's going to be a different. I've never done a live show from the track before, so this is going to be a first. We'll probably, I'll shoot some videos over as we're driving up the New York State Thruway and heading towards Saratoga. And we're going to head out early, Vinny and me, and It's going to be analysis from the track. We'll go to the paddocks and go back and go to the betting windows and bring it all live. Opening day this coming Friday. Tony Vasilino and Tony, a couple of the biggest winning days I've ever seen on this show. Always a pleasure. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, everyone, and Al. Hey, Austin, king of the pick four. Good to see you. Austin. Al, share my handicapping on the screen. It's okay. Okay, you know what? I'm going to bring that up then. I see you attached a file there. I'll bring that up in a couple of minutes. And Charles, you hit some big things here on this show. You have that devastating play that apparently you have down to a science, this key play with the exacta tri-super. And I can't even count how many times you've hit that, right here on the show, giving it out for everyone. James White, Al, Saratoga, no. Yeah. Can you believe it's almost time for Saratoga? Okay, let's get to the coffee for a second. Okay, it's New England coffee. It's on sale this week. They had these other flavors. I couldn't find a regular blend, right? They had all these things. Hazelnut, I don't want that. Nantucket blend, no. Anyway, I landed on French vanilla. How bad can they screw that up? It usually goes for $8.99. This week on sale, if you have a Stop and Shop near you, it's $4.99. So let's go. New England coffee, French vanilla. Nice. It has a little bit of a kick to it, and you can taste the vanilla, and it's flavorful. Very good. I could see it's a little more expensive than the average coffee at $8.99, but at $4.99, it's a damn steal. Holy cow. Let's take a deeper look at this. Medium roast. New England coffee is dedicated to one thing, the art of roasting coffee. We've roasted our premium coffee the same time-tested way for over 100 years. Okay, so, this coffee's been around for over 100 years. And I'll tell you what, it's not bad. It's damn good, in fact. New England coffee, grab it this week at your Stop and Shop for $4.99. Save 44%, usually $8.99. And, I'm very pleased with it. Okay, let me bring up Charles. Share my handicapping on the screen. It's okay. Okay, let me get to that. Your picks, Charles. Holy crap. Now, he says, okay, circle on the left, key horse and wager. Okay, so green highlights on left, horses to wager. So Charles makes it very easy and gives us a key horse in each race. And I don't know how more specific you can get than that. Okay, with the circle, with the red circle. So let's get to Charles here, and kind enough to share this with us and brings us something special. And this is from a winning player, not some hack. So, let's do it up here. Good morning, Al, Saratoga. I can't wait, Friday. There's a lot of days until Friday. Friday's a long way off. Each day really is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Every single day, any given moment can make a difference. So there's a lot of time between here and Friday, you know, but still, I'm really looking forward to going up to Saratoga with Vinny. And okay, let's bring Charles up here and share this screen. Now, this is from a winning player, guy that gives out picks. He's like a winning machine. All right, I think we got this here. Okay, and now Charles, his key horse is the horse with the red circle around it. And let's make this bigger so everyone can see what the hell is going on. Not that they have to play guesswork here. Okay, he starts with the first race, and this is a very tricky race. 5 furlong turf for 2-year-old fillies. And it's a maiden special weight. And as you can see, we have a 1A in here. Now, Charles has circled as his key the number 3, who has raced at this distance, has Irad Ortiz for Robert Falcone. God, Robert Falcone, I haven't heard his name in a while. He's 14% at the meet, 21% at the year, and gets Irad, and it has one race, a third place finish, but only one length back at this distance, and showed good early. They listed as a presser, but showed early speed anyway, and closed to get within 1. And opens at 3-1. Nikki Jolin. No arguments from me. Let me just look down the rest of the list here and see if there's anyone that has run a figure close to that. Yeah, the 8, a closer, probably out of the same race, right? June 15th, 3rd, 1 back. June 15th, 1.5 back. The other Ortiz brother, and Linda Rice. And Charles has the 8 circled as well. Looks like another Ortiz brother tandem here. What happened? Had to say the 8 did have to steady. So you got Linda Rice on the 8, and on the 3, Robert Falcone. What I like about the 3 over the 8 is the speed advantage and being inside. But this 8 really closed well and had to steady. And Charles, I'm checking in with you here. I see, this is your work I'm displaying on the screen. So, let's check in here. Sometimes they have 2 keys or 3, just depending on how the rate pace plays out. Yeah, the 3 and the 8, it's almost a coin flip. He got Linda Rice. And I noticed your 1 there does have early speed. The 1A with Junior Alvarado. What bugs me about the 1-1A combo is that trainer, Amira Chikakli, 0 for 29, never in the money. You got Dylan Davis and Junior Alvarado driving the 1-1A combo. I'm not keen on that 1-1A, but what about you 2? You talk about wise conversation, opens 8-1. Rudy Rodriguez, always dangerous. Ruben Silvera. Here's what gets me about Ruben Silvera, the jockey on the 2. This guy, okay, is right. Won the Apprentice title, best apprentice jockey last year, and here he is again now at the Belmont meet, hitting at 20%, 6 wins out of 30 mounts, 5 seconds. Yeah, so 20% winners. And then you take this Ruben Silvera and put him in a smaller market like Parks. Parks is medium to slightly above medium as far as talent-wise and purse-wise goes. And Ruben Silvera stinks. He's like 2-3% over there. But when he rides for Naira, he's close to 20%. You know, what's happening? You would think, like a jockey like Paco Lopez, he goes to a smaller market and dominates. Ruben Silvera is just the opposite. He goes from a big market, high percentage, goes to the smaller market, and he can't win a race to save his life. And this is a first-time starter for Rudy Rodriguez. He's 13%, Rudy, with first-time starters. Workouts are not good. At least not good, not fast. Let's put it that way. I think this all goes through 3 and 8. I'm just going to go down the line here. Gary Contessa has a horse. I can't remember. Number 6, Play Freebird. I can't remember the last time Gary Contessa had an entry. I thought this guy hung him up. Rosario up. Ran a 48 Brisnet. Way too slow against these. Good work, you know, on July 2nd at Saratoga. So this one worked out at Saratoga a week ago, and now they bring this one into town for this race. Yeah, I can't go there. Number 7, Miss Omaha. Trevor McCarthy riding for William Morey. First-time starter. You know, I don't see anything jumping out at me with the breeding, and Trevor McCarthy certainly doesn't jump out at me. Hi, Charles. I've used that method, King of Horse. Hey, Irene, how's it going? Successfully in the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont Stakes. Irene, queen of the pick 5. She came off the deck. Now, Irene hasn't been playing that long, I believe less than a year, and hit a big pick 5 and some big pick 4s at Fairgrounds early in the year. Yeah, she's a testament that you don't have to be playing for 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years to win some races. I've used that method successfully in the Kentucky Derby and Belmont Stakes. My key horse in the Derby was Mage. Yes. And my key horse in the Belmont was Forte. Good luck today, Irene, if you're playing. I don't know scratch horses yet. Yes, you know, we still don't even know the scratches, Charles. So I hit both trifectas. Beautiful. I didn't bet the trifecta on Preakness Day, though. Great job, Irene. Always a gracious crowd. Do you have a key horse in those races? Yeah, 2 fills. 2 fills. That was spectacular there in the Derby, Charles. Charles always delivering, man. The key was Baffert and the Preakness. Hopefully Bob fights this thing here in the Kentucky Derby now, all of a sudden saying, oh, Bob didn't learn his lesson. Let's give him another year suspension. Get the hell out of here. Today's coffee, New England French vanilla. Got it on sale. Stop and Shop this week. Usually goes for $8.99. But this week, only till the 13th, $4.99. And it's tremendous. It's tremendous. See this cup? Make it happen. Sometimes people ask me, yeah, to play something on the piano, yeah, and early in the morning to get, relax and get ready for the horse racing and, set the Zen mood going. I'll play something on the piano and people ask me to play. I'm kind of shy about that. And I don't like to play in front of an audience, but I did play something that, I played this morning. I said, why not record something a little bit and, play it back on the show. I'm hesitant to do that, but I figured why not? And, I recorded this a little bit, just playing and relaxing in the morning. And yeah, I thought I'd share it with you all here. It's no big deal. I'm kind of a hack. It's not like I'm a great piano player, but here goes. All right. Okay. Can't hear it. Okay. Well, can you hear this? I guess it's blocked out. Let's see, James. All I hear, you're a big fan. Al, I hear you're a big fan of the Ortiz brothers. No, not really. Very interesting that the sound didn't come through. Wow, that's okay. Ortiz brothers, I'm not. I hate that you have two guys dominating the races here and killing all the prices. Okay, well, that's fine, Irene. But okay, thanks for the feedback. I can hear you, but not any music. Wow. I just hate that they kill the prices. And I guess that's going to be the same thing at any circuit. It used to be Deshaun Parker at Mountaineer and, Ramon Dominguez for Naira. And now you have a Florida. Zayas kills the prices. Yeah, you're always going to have that. I guess that's something to always contend with. The thing that hurts with Naira though is you got the two of them. The two Ortiz brothers. Al, ridiculous. Yeah, Baffert. Yeah, I think some way, Charles, Bob will be there at the Kentucky Derby next year. And JW, hey JW, how's it going? Thanks for the feedback on the sound, but Thank you. And good luck today. And great to see you again. James Madison. Hey, James. Now I know what a deaf person feels like at a concert. Yeah. Can you imagine, being deaf? Wow, that got to be, holy smokes. Verdine, here he is, the man of the hour. Good morning, coach. Can't wait to see you at the Saratoga meet. May the horse be with you. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm going to be up there this week. Vinny Bracco, the Brooklyn guy, he's joined me on some shows. We're driving up, straight up the New York State Thruway and heading directly bullseye on Saratoga for Friday opening day. And we're going to be doing a show. We're going to be doing a show with picks live from Saratoga. Naturally, I'll be using the phone, so I won't be here on the screen, but take you down to the paddocks and go to the rail and watch the races and give the picks, handicap the races, go to the windows, the whole 9 yards. It'll be a different kind of thing. I've talked a while about doing a live show from the track, and why not make the first live show from the track opening day at Saratoga? Okay, I have to step away for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. You know, we might have some surprise guests here on the show joining me, but let's see. Nothing written in stone, so I'm not going to name names. But let's see. Let's catch up. Got Roland in the house. Hey, Roland, long time. Good to see you. Think if bets by units instead of dollars, have to hold yourself accountable when building your bankroll and increase your bet sizes as your bankroll increases. 100%. That's right. And history has shown Roland is right on the money, at least from everything I've read. Let me see if I can get this up a little bit. Everything I've read. And what's his name? Barry Meadows says history has shown that when people increase their bet sizes when they're losing, trying to recoup money, it's a road to disaster. You're better off, as the bankroll goes up. Yeah, maybe you want your percentage of bankroll per bet, raise it accordingly. But the worst thing to do is raise your bets when you're losing. Morning, good morning, Charles. I'm primarily working on Saratoga, just stopping in. And yeah, Saratoga is the meat. That's the meat that the great Andy Beyer wrote his book about. And my $50,000 year at the racetrack or whatever. And he wrote that in the 70s. And what most people might not know about that is, and he wrote his book about it, is that for 70% of the meet, Andy Byers was getting his ass kicked. He was down thousands of dollars, and he rented a room or an apartment or something up there for Saratoga. Went up there specifically for that meet. And at the time, he was writing for the Washington Post, and he was losing. Nothing worked. Down thousands of dollars. And then in the last 2 weeks of the meet, he was hitting everything. The guy couldn't lose, and he made over 50 grand, even, wiped out whatever he was down and wound up way ahead. And he did it all in a couple of weeks. So, he stuck to his guns and he came out on top. And this is a great horse player, and the guy was losing for 6 weeks in a row. So, don't change patterns or panic. I mean, he's the ultimate as far as ice water in the veins, Andy Beyer. The Andy Beyer speed figures. I'm wondering how often anyone's bets because your jockey is aggressive. A few jockeys come to mind. The ones that are early on the lead, those type jump out. Luis Saez, he's great on speed horses. I'm thinking, James, about being aggressive when you're not on the lead. A jockey I worked with, I wrote with, corresponded with, I talked with on the phone numerous times, and did a couple articles with when I was a correspondent for Bleacher Report Sports. She started riding in 2008, Mylan Studert, over for the NYRA circuit. And we did some articles together, and she was as aggressive as they come. Didn't win much. She won when she was a bug, getting a lot of weight on some bombs. But she was aggressive almost to a fault. She was lightning out of the gate. I mean, as good as, the top jockeys are, she popped out of the gate. And a lot of times she was on bad horses, but she was great at getting out of the gate. but she was extremely aggressive, cutting off other horses. And she got nailed for, reckless riding. And numerous times she served suspensions. And they're saying she's going to get somebody killed out there. And that's how she was. She just went for it. I'm trying to think if there's a jockey like that now. Yeah, going back some years, I'm thinking of Corey Nakatani. This guy was. Who do you think is the most aggressive jockey now? I'm just trying to think of one. I know why Rod Ortiz is, and the stewards cut him a break all the time. Do like your key wheel. When I bet vertically, going to try to do the key wheels on horses 4-1 or better. Yeah, as long as you find a good one at 4-1 or better. I wouldn't just go, and I'm not lecturing. I'm just saying my own preference. I hope, to find ones 4-1 or better that have a realistic shot to win. Thanks. If a race is close and value permits, that's when I use the box. One time that comes to mind with the box, I went to a seminar with Stephen Christ, King of the Pick Six, and Andy Byer. And they were there. They were given the seminar, and it was moderated by none other than Andy Serling, right? And I went up to Andy Byer after the seminar. And he actually handicapped a race during the seminar. He goes, I'm going to give you my picks for, my plays for this one race on this card. And it turned out to be the exact race that I was there for at the track for specifically. And it was the one race I felt strongly about. And Andy gave his thing and he gave out his horses. And I was looking at his horses. And I'm like, holy crap. I don't like any of these horses. So after the seminar was over, I talked with Andy and he signed the book. I got a book and, I'll share that here. He signed the book and I said, Andy, I really like the race that you broke down, today, but you got to use these horses. And, this is like almost 10 years ago, about 9 years and 10 months to be exact. I said, you got to use these horses. And I had 4 horses. They were all long and they all looked like they figured in the race. And what I did in that race was put together a 4-horse exacta. And, he smiled. He was gracious about it. Wished me luck. We shook hands. He signed the book. But I told him, Andy, and you know what? His horses did nothing. And I boxed 4 in that exacta. And it was not a big one. I boxed it for $1, right? And I got back like $180. Boxing my 4 horses for $1. It was like a $12 play. I got back $180. So I made like $160. So don't always listen to these experts. And there are times when it's, the right time to step on it. It was a big field. There are times to step on it, even if it's a 5-horse box, especially when there's a vulnerable favorite. And I'll tell you a horse story. There was a horse named A-Rod. I did the 4-horse box. I was tempted to go with a 5-horse box for $1, $20. And I left this horse named A-Rod. Look the thing up, Equibase or whatever. I left that one out. I got stingy. I said, okay, I'll go 12, but I'm not going 20. A-Rod kind of has a chance, but I like my 4, my 4 bombs. And A-Rod came in and the exacta paid over $900. And if I would have spent the extra $8, I would have got back about 480 bucks. So, oh my God. Yeah, that was a horror story. All right. James. Hey, James. Churchill lets guys like Cox, Walsh, and Osmussen get away with murder. Baffert horse has a test positive and they ban him. That is crazy. It was a gel. I think Medina's Spirit would have won with or without that stupid gel. I try not key only Charles, only the need lead type. That's on my rules. Seems always get caught at wire unless track is playing it. To speed, wire to wire, which is not very often. Yeah, Gulfstream is a track like that, wire to wire speed. Naira, not. Pace makes the race, as says a good friend of mine, Dave Schwartz. Some of you might know him, the Horse Racing Authority or something, and Dave Schwartz, and he puts out software, and he caters to the whales. And Pace makes the race. He gives out his Pace pars for every year. Dave Schwartz, look him up. Horse racing. Pace handicapper use speed numbers for showing improving form patterns only. Where Al? That coffee must have kicked the back door open. New England coffee, French vanilla. At Stop and Shop this week, $4.99 instead of $8.99. Good luck today, James. Good to see you. The fastest horse speed number rarely wins. Yeah, so many people, Charles, great point. So many people look at the latest race and the latest speed number and they think, oh God, that's the one. He ran a 95 that race. They look down the horse's charts. How many times, and look back to the last time they ran a big race and then look at how they follow up the next race with a much slower number. And the same holds true for the ones that run a bad number. Look how many ran a bad number and then come back with a good number. So don't go by just the last race. I think it's the simplest bet without too much thought process. Roland. Key off the higher odds. If he comes first or second, you hit and you have chances to get longer odds. Yeah. I am way behind in the chat. You lose a ton of money betting someone else's speed numbers. They are never relevant to today's track conditions. Exactly, Charles. It's a whole new ball game. I mean, if the horse puts up those kind of numbers consistently, or at least within range, you can work with it. It was like that 5 horse yesterday in the 10th race. It was putting up between 92 and 96 Brisnet numbers every race. And you figured that had to be the key. It won. But even if it didn't win, it should have been in the money somewhere. Connections far more important than any other factor in racing. The connections help. I think the most important thing is the speed of the horse, because when push comes to shove, that's what it's all about. But the connections are huge. I agree, James. Grand Slam. I never played a Grand Slam, Roland. But it sounds like that was a good payout. Charles B., I think breeding is the best angle to find on the form that knowledge leads to pace class connections. And you know what, Charles? I'm glad you brought this out here. I think that is one area where I need work. is the breathing angle. I need to put more time into learning about the breathing. I don't know how much time that takes. They say there are numbers or something on the some of the PPs that shows the breathing strength. I have some knowledge. You see Curlin or Kitten's Joy or, Scat Daddy and the freaking lineage and or More Than Ready. And that's going to be a pretty good horse. But I have a ways to go with the breeding. And I think that might help get my game up to a higher level. Maple Leaf, simple sequence too. Ice water. Ice water in the veins. Yeah. You want to have the same expression on your face. If you go to the races, okay, and you put a certain amount on a race, you want to be playing emotionally on an even keel. And then after the race, that's the telltale that you're doing your leg work and you're on your game. You want to be emotionally balanced after the race. Maybe you won 10 grand on the race. Maybe you passed on the race. Maybe you lost your house. Same thing. Somebody comes up to you, sticks a cell phone in your face and takes a picture. You lost your house. It should be the same expression on your face as if you just won 10 grand. Ice water in the veins. I keyed 8, red carpet. Okay. I didn't see the races yesterday. I did the show in the morning, but didn't show up. It cost me. That happens sometimes. Look what happened to Big Brown in the 2008 Belmont Stakes. What did he go off at? 1-9? Didn't finish. Rolling. Yeah, that's what I'm getting better with. The 4 pace positions, early speed stalker. All right. Okay. So you guys are talking amongst, okay, Irod is as aggressive as it comes. Yeah, he is. And almost aggressive to a fault. And the stewards love him. You like the piano, Big Shot? I like your fireplace. I did play the piano this morning. I'm going to try, I recorded a bit, Boyd, and I don't know if you can hear it. I'll try it again. I'll try and play. I recorded a little bit this morning, and I'll see if you can hear it. Before you couldn't, so. Let's give it a shot. Big Shot. Hey, I'm trying to play it. Let's see. Can you hear the piano? All righty. And we're back. Charles, I don't think my email will show up here, but Grandma has it. She can share it. All right. Gregory. Hi, Gregory. And Charles, James Madison. Two things I never use are Brisnet and bias speed figures. And I think my game really took a big turn for the positive about when I started using the Ragozin sheets. Yeah, it showed me a different way to look at the horses, and that was just over 10 years ago. And the form cycles and the patterns, they're kind of expensive, but I'll tell you what, they're worth their weight in gold. Okay, thanks. No piano, Al, Steve. Yeah, I guess the sound is just cut out for whatever reason. It's not playing. James, I do like to cheer for my horse. Yeah, of course. Charles, I can help you with that breeding angle. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, I'd like to touch base with you on that. There are a couple of sites from 40s, 50s, 60s that have the horse racing Gons bloodline. Wow. Excellent, Charles. Thank you. Yeah, I look forward to that. You touching base with you. Hi, Coach. Hey, Leloy, how's it going? There's a thing called misdirection by some of these public handicappers. They want a better price for themselves. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Timothy. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to get caught up in controversy. But I have been to the tracks and some tracks, and I saw one of the public handicappers that does shows between races, right? And gives out his picks and his angles. And then went to the window and not only saw it myself, but others have seen it as well. And this guy turned around and was betting money on horses that he did not give out on his freaking show. So what? He gives out these horses on a show, right? Between races, it suggests these. Oh yeah, I like this one and this one, and gives them out, and then goes to the windows and bets a different horse. I mean, how sleazy, can you get? It's almost like misleading the public. And you have a strength that people are watching your show and depending on you, and then you go off and bet somebody else. So yeah, it's exactly, Timothy. I've seen it by a national broker. Okay, yeah, it happens. It- and these guys have a chance to swing the odds. That's why it's best to always develop your own skills in handicapping horses. Exactly. At the end of the day, it's all about you. Why play the game if you're just going to listen to what everybody else says? And most players are losers. Okay. They say over 97% of the horse players out there are losing players. So develop your own skills and find what works for you. Don't go asking other people for picks. Even when I do this show here, I don't expect you to play my picks. And I wouldn't tell anyone to play them. I mean, okay, I'm going to step away for a second. I'll be right back. Hi, if you're just joining us, welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al, and we're looking early Sunday morning, taking a look at some of the races, talking races, open chat here, and let's move forward. I see there are a lot of messages here, and I'm going to try and get to the ones that are specific. I know some of you are having conversations and with each other. So, if I bypass those, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to keep it a little specific. Dutchers, excellent point, and that's Ricardo. Hey, Ricardo, don't play others' picks. Yeah. And sometimes people come on the show and they demand that people play their picks, which is ridiculous. And I would never dream of doing that. Yeah, one time I did that and it really burned me. I went to the track with somebody who knew nothing about horse racing, a friend, and they were playing this one horse, and I talked them off the horse. I said, "You're throwing your money away," and I gave them some sort of a play, and their horse came into the stretch and for $2 paid over $100. And I felt like I wished the ground would just open up and I would fall into it. And, lesson learned there. It's, Roland, look at the most recent race comment from last race out for the most vital information. I kind of disagree, Roland. I think that if you go strictly by the last race and use that as your main tool, there's a good chance you're going to run into trouble because oftentimes the horse that ran tremendous or did something doesn't repeat. And on the flip side, the horse that ran really bad or that was decent in the past and comes off a bad race turns around and moves, a forward direction. I agree that records and sheets are very good. Yes, James. Oh, God. They're the best things I've seen out there. I can recognize patterns just by looking at the form, including bounces off a top effort. Save you money. And you raise an excellent point there, James. You can take those records and sheets and you can transfer that pattern info into you could take it along with you to your Brisnet or your buyer's figures and find your own patterns yourself, instead of spending the $35 for those sheets. Certain sires, Charles, do better at certain tracks. Yes, More Than Ready is a perfect example. That's a sire that really the Tapeta numbers at Gulfstream for More Than Ready horses do very well at that track, and that's just one example. And Saratoga find the Curlin bloodline. There you go. And they have the percentages out there. By the way, I have a tip on a horse. Al will know about that. Horsetails, like I caught the biggest fish, but it got away. Yeah. You know what I like, Ricardo? The ones at the track. Horse comes in and the people lost money on the horse and they're saying, "I love that horse." But they didn't bet it. Buy stocks. Here he is, man of the hour. Only Belmont for me. It's been good. All right. Let's keep it going. Last day at Belmont today, buy stocks. I'm doing a live show on Friday going up to Saratoga with Brooklyn guy Vinny Bracco. I'm going to do a live show opening day Saratoga on Friday. Come on, cash in again today, buy stocks. Always a pleasure. Ricardo, Dutcher's Paddock. Being honest, I use bloodlines in my handicapping. Wow. Handicapping strictly by bloodlines. What a concept. And look at those odds go from 4-1 to 1-4. That's when you know someone spread rumors. B50, hey B51, I got my own system. I listen a little. Yeah, sure. You always got to listen. You're not going to stick your head in the sand. That's another recipe for disaster. You want to kind of see the whispers. I listen a little, but I play it mostly my way. Workouts, breezing from the gate and past average. Okay. Dutch's pedigree comes after that. Let me see if I can bring up a picture here. Trying to bring something up. Can't seem to find it. Okay. Trying. I think you could get a kick out of this. Let's see if this is the one. Okay. What else? Top of the morning to you, Al, and all. Hey, Rich Lane, how's it going? Rich, going up to Saratoga this week on Friday for opening day with Brooklyn guy Vinny Bracco. We're taking the drive up the New York State Thruway and going there for opening day and doing a live show from the track. So you're not going to miss that. You don't want to miss that one or the replay or whatever. Rich, good to see you. Good luck today. Always a pleasure. I got my own system. Yes. Exacta, Dutchers. I Dutch in I hedge in exactas. Long shot Lou. Good morning, Al. Hey, long shot. Hey, Louie. How's it going? If they show one workout 2 months ago, I don't care about blunder lines on a firster. I need 47. Yes. You get that 47 or the 35 for the 3 furlongs. Got Go Scratched horse out now. Got update the forms, review my handicapping plays. Good luck. What speed figures do you use, Charles? I'm curious. Do you have any Belmont suggestions? Because I lose at Belmont. Odds not the best. Don't bet on your home team. Yeah. Sometimes certain tracks, try and pick your spots. Use the tracks that you feel comfortable with. And to be 100% honest with you, I don't feel 100% confident with Belmont right now, or Naira. Yeah, I feel more confident when they go to Saratoga, where where the horses are mostly, they send them there for races, and they're well intentioned. When the comment line reads, good one, Steve. When the comment line reads eased, vanned off, etc., is this horse an auto toss? No, no. A lot of times, that horse that was vanned off or whatever and comes back, especially when it's fairly recent, that horse explodes. So many times I've seen these horses that they say eased, and it comes back with a giant race. Those are the ones to keep an eye out for. Have to determine how much rest has had since, what running style they are compared to the others in the race, what class they are compared to others in the race. Yeah, that's the tricky part. You got to find if the horse is in a race. At least I look for that, the distance, the surface, it's done well on those, those two conditions, and try and match it up. A very strong angle, Roland, that I found is a horse that has big early speed in route races and turns back to route races and goes to a sprint, and it has early speed compared to the early speed of the other speeds in the race, and now it's turning back. So that's the one most likely to last. Very dangerous angle. A 1 mile horse going to 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs, big early speed to begin with. Now it has the endurance to last the distance, and plus it has the speed. Are you on for the entire card out? No, I'm not on. Hey, Ashley, how's it going? I'm not on for the entire card. I'm here early and talking about some of the races, talking horse racing. I'm not going to be able to be on there later. But the good news, I will have a big, I will be doing entire cards for Saratoga, and I have an announcement coming up about that. I want to make sure I'll be able to fulfill the commitment before I announce it. But Saratoga, yeah, I'm going to actually be going up to Saratoga this Friday with Vinny Bracco. He's joined me on the show. So, he has a channel out there, Brooklyn guy, Vinny Bracco. We're driving up the New York State Thruway, going there for Saratoga, and covering the whole card on Friday live. Going to the paddock, everything, to the windows, to the rail, watching the race. So it's going to be my first live show from the track. And why not make the first live show from the track at Saratoga on opening day? Brisnet for patterns and speed figure only. Try Judge's horse is improving today under track bias of today. All right. Thanks for that tip, Charles. Charles, when Charles talks, you better listen. This guy is like knocking it out of the park, like Aaron Judge, Babe Ruth. Let's see. Roland Williams, if off a 6 month layoff. 6 month layoff, when I think 6 month layoff, the first thing that comes to mind is Chad Brown. He brings him back after 6 months, like the horse has never been away. If 6 month layoff, dropping in class, they speed, no other speed in the race, they should be forwardly placed and may have a chance. All right. Keep an eye on that. Roland. And Roland has had some tremendous winners on the show. Love Saratoga. No other track like it. Ricardo. Ashley, do you predict the horse moving forward, or does it look like it may regress? These are good questions to ask yourself. Now, let's put it this way. Most times, if a horse is moved forward 3 times in a row, percentages show that it usually drops off after that 3 race progression. But in younger horses, it has a better chance to keep moving forward. But usually it goes forward a few times, and maybe you want to, it tends to step back. At least that's what the numbers show. Al, your early speed angle works. It did yesterday. Early speed, as the saying goes, speed kills. Early speed in horse racing. Yeah, the fastest horse early usually wins the race. At least higher percentage than the others. Six-month layoffs are not a great. I agree, Ashley. I would never hang my hat on playing horses that are off 6-month layoffs. But if you can have a look at all its works and see if that's a big thing. That's a big thing, Ashley. Maybe the horse is off 6 months, but if you see it's been working out all those months in between, that's a good sign. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Um, if you're just joining us, welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al. We're getting closer to post time. It's not noon yet, but the clock is ticking away. I thought I'd bring up some things to keep in mind if you're planning on playing the races, on this Sunday or any day really. Target your bankroll, know what you're going to play with, you know, today. You don't want to go over that, and think about what your target winnings are. Find your key races, the ones that you really like. You don't want to come to the end of the card and find that you blew money on a bunch of first-time starter races and other races that you didn't feel comfortable with, and come to your best race and you're just about tapped out, hopefully not going to the ATM or making deposits you didn't plan to make. So keep that bankroll in mind going in. Okay, let's check this out. And remember, even if you lose a couple of races, don't start chasing losses. It's buy stocks. Dutch's old-fashioned read to focus on one track and get to know the horse. Buy stocks. The best horse player I ever knew, he passed away. His name was Vernon. God bless him. He was in his 80s, and he was instrumental to me when I first got started playing. And his track, believe it or not, was Mountaineer. And this guy was cashing tickets at that place like crazy because he knew the track, he knew how it played, he knew the trainers, owners, inside and out. And if you can get really good at one track, that's a great angle. I write a lot of notes, thus me having Evie Jets every time she has won. Yeah, great point. Thanks for the share on that, buy stocks. It's very important to know the track you're playing if you want to win consistently. Know what's going on, know who's hot, who's not, what circumstances, what types of races, distance. Rules of doping, articular cartilage injections comes into play. I mean, that's going above my head there. With horses that have been off a while. Is there a report, Ricardo, where, horses are getting injections 7 days or more before a horse can breeze? Check out the rules. All right. Wow. Just another, part of the ingredient in the mix. Now we're talking injections. I like horses off layoff second. Second off the layoff is great. Third, start if they look good. Angles people will be a horse that was vanned off and did not finish. Seen a guy hit many bombs. Yeah, I just talked about that, maybe 15 minutes ago. The horse that gets vanned off, everyone throws him out and runs like a champion. Magic Cross, Belmont, race 1, Belmont yesterday, a horse to watch at Saratoga. Okay, keep an eye out for that one. Magic Cross, love the name. Hey, Stephen R. I write and have my digital paddock of my selection of horses. I started with all the first-time workouts for the next generation. Only hope I survive. Get the newspaper and a pencil. Just correct like my grandfather did. Entire week for race 1. Good luck, Dutchers. Okay, I'm going to try and find this picture I'm looking for. me see. Maybe it's in this book. Yeah, I'm looking. This book, um, great book. Bet with the best. Long shots too. I got this for free when I went to a seminar with Stephen Christ and Andy Byer. They both signed my book, and that's a $29.95 book, and it is great. There you see the signature to Alan with best wishes, Andy Byer, 9/21/13. And then on top of that, you see for Alan, Stephen Christ. So they both signed the book. Andy Byer, he's the one in red. Here's the book, and it really is a good book, on how to pick long shots. And it's not just Byer and Christ, it's, Brad Free and Quinn and Michael Watchmaker. So you got a lot of these guys, right? And, so I got the signature there. I'm trying to find the picture I have with Andy Byer. He signed the book. And the funny part about that was I told Andy, he gave out picks for a certain race. And I told him, Andy, you gotta use these horses. And it was none of the ones he had. And he would have won if he went with my picks. Yeah, well, it's just one race on one day. No doubt the guy's a better player than me. Holy crap, he made his whole career out of this. But on that day, I was king. May the horse be with everyone today. Ricardo, you too. Best. Always a pleasure. Or you spend the same amount and one person makes 10 times more than the other person. Handicapping is less than... Roland, you couldn't have said it better. I'd say handicapping is about 25% of the game. Money management and wagering, structuring your tickets, emotional state. That's the biggest battle. You give me a guy that's a great handicapper, but he sucks at money management and doesn't know how to structure his tickets, is an emotional basket case, and I'll take the average handicapper over, this big time, horse player picker all the time. Yeah. You think picking horses, finding winners is the, main staple of the game. It's not. I'm looking for this damn thing. Yeah, can't find it. Okay. Okay, we have an appearance here from a long ball hitter on the show, and always a pleasure. Jay. Hey, Jay. Late Belmont prices to be considered. Race 6, number 4, Mighty Atlas, 10-1, and 8, General's Duty, 8-1. And Jay's given out some big hits on this show. Great to see you, Jay. Race 7, I'm having a moment, 7-1 and 8, Fancy Feline, 10-1, 9, Stella Mars. You may want to write these down. I'm taking note of them, and I took a screenshot of this post from Jay. So thanks, Jay. Good luck today. Let me get that screenshot saved. All righty. Go get him, brother. Exactly, Roland. It's how you bet instead of who you bet. Thanks, Jay. Let's beat the favorites. Yeah, Jay, he's like, I call Austin, he's on the show sometimes, the king of the pick four. I'd say Jay is the king of the daily double. I've never seen somebody hit big doubles like Jay does. So watch out. Those look great. Thanks, Jay. Good luck today, Jay. Make it happen. Today's coffee, New England coffee, French vanilla. I'm not a big fan of those flavored coffees, but the French vanilla I can deal with. And very good at Stop and Shop this week. $8.90 usually goes for $8.99, on sale for $4.99, so 44% off. What I was looking for was the picture of me with Andy Byer, and a classic. Two great horse players on the same picture, but just kidding. I mean, but yeah. And I was telling him what to do that day. Andy, your pick is wrong. Use my picks. And I actually told him, you got to use these horses. And you know what? I was right that day. I did a 4-horse exacta box. It paid for $1, like $180. So for $2, it was like $360. But that day I saw it, and I told him, as a friend, I didn't look at him like he was some guy on the mountaintop preaching down. I looked at him in the eye and I talked to him as a friend. I said, Andy, you got to use these horses. And I was 100% sincere, and it came in. So, hey. Linda Rice had a great Belmont meet. She's on fire going into Saratoga. And I think Linda Rice, now that you mention that, Steve, she was the first woman to ever win the riding title, trainer title, first woman ever to win a trainer title at Saratoga for that meet. Some people say she cheats. Some people don't like her. A lot of people love her. You can't dismiss her. And I think she's always a force whenever she enters a horse. It should be interesting going into Saratoga. And I'm going up there, Saratoga, with Vinny Bracco, Brooklyn guy, Vinny Bracco. He's joined me on the show a number of times. We're taking that drive up, and I'm going to be going live and covering the races, the entire card. Friday opening day at Saratoga. It's going to be my first live show covering the races and actually covering the races, going to the rail and cheering the horses on. Let's see if that ice water is really in the veins. We're going to see how it all plays out. It should be a different experience and a lot of fun. And this channel, I started this channel, All Horse Racing All the Time, last year. I think the first day of the channel when I launched it was July 26th or so. So we're a couple weeks shy of a 1-year anniversary. And I want to thank everyone who's been here and who comes in and who's subscribed, who contributes to the show with super chats, stuff like that, and watches the show and shares their opinions. And it's going to be a year. And I think we're going to have a big Saratoga meet. I have a plan going forward for Saratoga, beginning with opening day on Friday. I will announce that. Okay, I'm not going to be one of those guys that tries to keep people hanging. I'll give you what my plan is now, and we'll see if I follow through with it. The plan is to do a live show for every single day at Saratoga. I'm not going to say, oh, I have plans coming and I'll let you know in a week. No, I'll let you know today what I'm thinking about. The plan is to cover every single day live at Saratoga, cover all the races every single time they have a card. Louis. Saratoga beats me every time. The graveyard of champions. Who can forget that time that Onion beat Secretariat? Yeah. The first big horse race I ever saw was the Secretariat race at Belmont Stakes. Everyone was packed around the TV. And I didn't see the race where he lost to Onion, By then I was gone. Poof, I was gone. I saw the Belmont Stakes and I saw Secretariat, and that was the big day. And at the time I was 12 years old. And that was my first big horse race. But no, I didn't see the race later that year where he lost to Onion at Saratoga. But that is a tough track, though, Saratoga. I've never made a profit at Saratoga. This is going to be the year, Louis. Let's get it done here. No horsing around. Linda Rice kills me every time. If I bet her, she loses. And so, that's that reminds me of Ramon Dominguez, that great jockey. I had him in line to connect on a giant pick 4. And he was on a 4-5 favorite in the last leg. Even at 4-5, I was going to get a big payout, and he loses. But you leave him out, he wins every time. Same with Linda Rice. Linda Rice has scratched 3 favorites today. A lot of changes. Holy crap, Charles. Oh, my God. Closing day, a lot of scratches. It has not even a drop has come down here in New York, where I am. And I'm not far from the track. You rock, Al. Glad you enjoy the show, James. You rock, too. Joel is off all mounts today at Belmont. Why is Joel off all the mounts? I'm with you, Louis. Everybody is live there. Johnny V off mounts today. What is going on? What's up with that, James? Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. Doubles are an underrated bet. Timothy, doubles are your most devastating bet if you can play them. You have a shot to pick winners. You have a shot to spread, and you can beat the whales. And that's the bet. I mean, I'll take double over a exacta any day of the week. Yeah, I was trying to find the picture of me with Andy Beyer, but I'll find it and I'll show it to you on one of the other shows. Andy, you got to use this horse. Can you imagine me? And I was there. I was 100% serious. Andy, and this guy's like one of the greatest handicappers in the world, and I'm like telling him, but I was being sincere. I really meant it, and I saw it. And you know what? My pick, if Andy would have changed up, who knows what he did at the windows. If he went with my picks, he would have got a tremendous payout. Linda Rice scratched 5 of 8 entries. What is going on? Belmont closing day. Thank God they're going to Saratoga. I've had enough with Aqueduct and Belmont. No wire circle more than horse at Naira. Yeah, we're seeing that right now, Charles. Let's take a look at Charles, the second race. I don't even know what the hell's going on there with the scratches. Yeah, Jay changes pace dynamics. Jay. Jay is the king of the daily double. And Jay, you officially have a nickname on the show, the king of the daily double. Because I never saw somebody hit daily doubles, big ones like you. All right, let's see what the hell's going on there at Belmont. 2-1 scratch in the second. Look at these scratches. Why are there scratches? I'm thinking take a look at the fourth race with at least this Quinella wagering there. Okay, I'll be right back and we'll take a look at the fourth race. Are you going to have a live show today, half hour to post time? No, I'm not going to have a live show. I'm live this morning since about 10 o'clock. But you know what, Verdine? I am going to have a live show from Saratoga I'll have live shows this week, but I'll have a live show opening day Saratoga. I'm driving up for Saratoga opening day with Vinny Bracco. He's joined me on a show number of times, and we're going to drive up there and go live, go to the paddock, cover the races as they unfold. It's going to be a fun day. It's the first time I'm doing a live show from the track, and why not make that first live show from the track Saratoga? Okay, be right back in a couple of minutes. Geez, I see we're almost nearing post time. First race. I didn't expect to be out here this long. Okay, I wasn't planning on doing a show today. How many times do we hear that crap? They're full of it. Yeah, but when I say it, I mean it. And I wasn't expecting to do one. Hang on, I got a message coming in. Message. Okay. Holy cow, Charles. Linda wrapped up the title. Wow, I wasn't aware of that. Is the jockey title still up for grabs? Linda wrapped up the title. Holy smokes. Yeah, as Mel Brooks says, it's good to be the king. Pull. Yeah. Jay, you've given out so many doubles here on this show. It's just mind boggling. Keep it going. Good to see you as always. Are you going to have a live show? No, I'm not going to have a live show, but it is nearing post time for Dean. Keep a look at horses she scratched today and play them at Saratoga. Ah, wow. Very interesting, Charles. There's a guy who pays attention. Long shot Louis. I lost many good bets on Rice at the graveyard. Saratoga has great payouts sometimes. Yes, it does. Buy stocks. Johnny B, good on the front as long as I can remember. This guy's a great jockey. Sometimes I kid, maybe it's time for him to retire, but then he turns around and wins a Triple Crown race or a Breeders' Cup race, and the other guys don't do that. He's one that is always a danger. Race 3, triple. 20-1 low percentage trainer who has a lot of entries. Might be a race to pay the trainer who has filled the entry box. Oh my God. You talk about horse racing being crooked, does have an early pace advantage. That I like. And I like that angle about, give this guy a break. He enters a lot of horses and fills the box. And, let's pay him this race. Jay. Irene, I couldn't win any money at Saratoga last year, although I was brand new. Yeah. Yeah. The first year is always tough. It's trial and error. I think this year will be, you'll have you're going to be better this year. You're more informed. You're getting into your groove. Irene, I tossed most of the chalks last year at Saratoga and still did really bad. It's not about the odds. Favorites, long shots, otherwise, it still boils down to finding the right angles and putting together the right plays. Great point by Stocks. 38.25 DD isn't going to pay much. If you connect, sometimes even if the DD is chalky, if you're getting 3-1, what bank is going to pay you that money? Big Sandy. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they have the Tapeta course there at Belmont, Charles. 2-3 Delhi double with 2-3. Let's bring up that second race. Let's bring up Charles, what he sees out of this. Only 6 entries, no horses opened at greater than 8-1 odds. Okay. We're going to bring Charles back into the mix. He was so kind to share his selections with us. Jennifer had Johnny V in the nightcap yesterday with the exacta. Cha-ching. Geez. You know, is it time for Johnny V to retire? Jennifer thinks not. Now, I brought you up yesterday on Jennifer on yesterday's show, talking about some of the people that used to come on the show and give out their picks and plays and how you called them out. And you weren't here, but I thought I'd bring this up. Maybe you want to weigh in, and I'll tell you what I said. Today's coffee, New England coffee, French vanilla, on sale this week at Stop and Shop, $8.99, going for $4.99 this week. It's good. It's good. It's a medium roast. I'm not a big fan of flavored coffee, but very good. Jennifer, I brought you up yesterday because sometimes we have people on the show, you know, great job on that Johnny V hit. I brought you up yesterday on the show. There was one guy that came on the show and he said he gave out this tremendous hit, and he was a regular in giving out these supposed tremendous hits. And you looked it up, and he said he was betting 1,000 or 2,000 or something, right? You know, this big, you know, jet setting horse player. And he does this all the time. You know, I haven't seen him in a while. And you called him out afterwards and you said, so I guess you bet 75% of the pool. You checked the pools and he said what he bet. And then he kind of like went poof. He disappeared like a ghost. But, you know, great spot work. Al, looking forward to uncovering some hidden gems at Saratoga from your expert analysis. Okay, I'm going to do the best I can. Steve, yeah, live from Saratoga this Friday, opening day. Stephen R., good advice, Charles. Yeah, Charles gives very strong, you know, angles. A winning player. We've seen it live here on the show. Did she win Linda Rice the last at Aqueduct also? Attila, hey Al, hey Capris, hello. Hey Attila, Corral, good luck today. Thinking pick 3 to start, 3, 5, 6, 8. Wow, so you see this as a wide open race, Jay. I could see the 3 and the 8, but you're throwing 5 and 6 in the mix. Let me just take a look at those. Irene, no, it's not time for Johnny V to retire. Hey, I call for Paco Lopez to retire after bad race. So, no. Every time his name comes up, you ask that same question. Yeah. But Johnny V, he's in his 50s, so, it's more relevant. It's a new year, Irene. Good luck. Let me bring this up here. Okay, for you double players, Charles was kind enough, and I'm going to touch base with Charles on the whole breeding angle. That's an area where I need work. I have basic breeding knowledge, but, Charles, takes it to a science. So, but he's kind enough to share his selections with us. And he gives us, the selections in race one. I brought it up on the screen here. He likes the 8. You see the 8 circled in race one. And he likes the 3. He's also looking a little bit, those are his 2 circles. So, I'm not going to go nuts with this. He likes 3 or 8 to win the first race. But what about the second race? Now, the second race is 6 furlongs, fillies and mares, 3 and up. Who does Charles like in race 2? Now, you can see he has semi-interest. Now, when he has a green next to it, means he has semi-interest. But the ones he has circled are the ones he really likes. So he kind of looks at 2, 3, and 4, and even 5. He's on 6, and I think 6 is scratched. It is scratched. So he actually has 2, 3, 4, and 5 as contenders with 3 and 8 in the first race. They're both the favorites. Could get very chalky here. 3 and 8 with 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the payouts? If you played that, just trade 3, 8 with 2, 3, 4, 5. You have some shot to make some money. Let's put it this way. You won't lose money if it comes in. You'll either break even or win a few bucks. 3, 8 with 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like a safe bet with Charles here, and root for one of the longer ones in the second leg. Buy stock. Same guy had $100 on a bomb at Parks and $450 in the win pool. Don't you love these guys? I think my favorite story, not story, it happened on a daily basis. There was this one guy on the show, and I think he was from India. And one time he says, he sends in this super chat, right? And goes, thank you very much for doing the show. And, here's a token of, my appreciation. And it said like 20 something, right? And I thought it was $20. And what happens is, I saw, and afterwards he sent it was in Indian currency. And this is a guy that was winning supposedly thousands. and he sends in this, 20 contribution, and in American money, it turned out to be, when translated to American money, his 20 turned out to be 15 cents. And, I don't care. 15 cents is better than nothing. But, and then he would turn around and he said he's winning thousands. And in American money. So he's winning all this money, right? So he hits a race. He was the only one on the show that had the winning horse. And he said he won like $20,000 or something. And then the next race, it's coming towards post time. And he's asking, does anyone have a horse? Please give me a pick. Yeah, please give me your pick. You're the only one that hit the winner in the last race. And now you won thousands of dollars, and now you need a pick desperately. He got shot down by numerous viewers, and needless to say, he hasn't been back. It takes all kinds. Johnny V uses the walker to get to the track. Play Charlie Brown's song. What? The Christmas song? Okay. Early start at Belmont to get show on the road. Yeah, get the show out of town. We need to go to Saratoga. Okay, 0 minutes. I think it all goes through 3-8 here. Look at the 8 warming up on the track. Looks brilliant. Currently 8-5. I'd probably pound that one. If I was going to play horse to win here, Rice and Jose Ortiz, holy crap. And, the Rice family and Jose Ortiz hit the early double yesterday. It was Linda Rice's brother in the second race with Jose Ortiz, and Linda herself with Jose Ortiz in the first. And now it's, click down from 8-5 to 3-2 in the blink of an eye. And you have our rod on the co-favorite, number 3, Nikki Jolene with Falcone Jr. Jennifer, 3 is a bad favorite in the first, very beatable. I respect that. You know what, Jennifer, I'm going to lean on what you say here. One of the few times I'm going to go, race 1, number 8 to win. I like the 8 to begin with, seeing what I saw. And, when I'm not betting, I'll let you know. This time I'm on it and I'm entering this, and I'm not going exacta, nothing. I'm just going 8 to win. I didn't expect to be here. I wasn't planning on doing a shit. Number 8 to win. Now 7-5. So it's almost a break-even bet. I don't like that. But I'm in. I'm not going to cancel it. I think the chalk wins the first race. I did a daily double 3-6-3. 3 can win. As far as the 6 goes. You got Rosario, Gary Contessa hasn't been around in ages. I think you're up. You got to depend on three here, Irene. Armando, hey Armando, how's it going? Al, nice to be back here. Yes, look for more of me during the Saratoga meet, including a live show from Saratoga on opening day. Okay, they're getting in. Eight now at 7 to 5, three at 8 to 5. Of course, eight trained by the leading Belmont trainer, none other than Linda Rice. Linda Rice, what a great trainer, no matter what you say about her. First female to win a riding trainer title at Saratoga. She's a training genius. 8 pounded late, yes. The Ortiz show today. Okay, yeah. Verdine, 8 4 double. Wow. Okay, good luck, Steve. Okay, in the gate. Now, this is only 5 furlongs, so the key here is getting out of the gate quick. Stumble out of the gate, it's all over. I didn't expect to be here for the first race. And they're off. And three gets out early. Nikki Jolene, Irod Ortiz. Got to jump on this field. No sign of the eight. It's dead, folks. Now, Charles had the early speed there at 1A in his mix. So he might come out looking, smelling like a rose here with a 3-1A finish. Here comes the eight. Charles, Charles, Charles has done it again. He's done it again. 18 to 1 shot, finishing second. Let's bring this up. You don't believe me? There he is. That is Charles's notes that he actually sent to me. 3 circled, 1A early speed, right there before your very eyes. Charles, great, great job. Yeah, that was simply amazing. And you know what? It's really not amazing because Charles does this all the time. He does. Great job. Yeah, I lost that bet. Okay. I'll live with it. But God, Charles gave this out. And if you just box these horses, that Charles gave out, the 3-1, let's look at this. He gave 3-1-8 as his best plays. 3-1 over 25 to 1 exacta. You box his three horses for $6, you still get back, 26.50. What bank is going to pay that? Charles, thanks so much. Just on the money. Great capping. Our ride will be aggressive. Oh God, our ride is going to be going out of his mind today. Paul used to play doubles and win bets only till Charles poisoned him with triple talk. Now Paul mostly plays exactas, rarely plays doubles, and still talks. Yeah, sometimes people change their, child of play, style of play. Nice hit, Charles. Charles really was, he was golden here. Okay, I'm going to step away for a second. Jeez, okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Welcome to All Horse Racing all the time. I'm your host now. As a format of the show, I usually like to give out credit to people who give the winning picks um, after the race is over. Stephen, Stephen, great job. 3-8, ice cold. Armando, okay, pick five. Okay, you got the first leg down. Armando, great job. Irene, 3-6 with three. Great job, Irene. And then Charles, he gave out that exacta before the race. And there you see he had the three circled, and he also had the 1 and 1A combo. The one, that combo got it done. And great job, Charles. And, sometimes we have people on the show that give out the winners after the race. That really doesn't count. Stephen, Al, with different tracks at Saratoga, what are your thoughts about how post-biased understanding this could help us win? Thank you for your input. I'll have to do some research on that. It usually takes at least a week to see what post positions are doing the damage. But beyond that, Steve. All right. Okay. I'm taking a look at the next race. I'm going to have to step away. And I want to thank everyone for being here today. And going to be going live from Saratoga on Friday, opening day, going up there with Brooklyn guy Vinny Bracco. So that should be a lot of fun. First live show from a track, and Saratoga, what better track? Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone. And if you're playing today, play smart, keep your bankroll in mind. A note from Stephen R. Saratoga main track plays to speed. Post one has advantage. All right, keep that in mind. Thanks for sharing that, Stephen R. Good job, Charles. Charles, yeah, he was amazing today with his picks. And first race, great exacta. Okay, have a great day, everyone. Talk with you soon. Stay tuned for more live shows.